Hello everyone, welcome to the new video lecture of subject Electrical Circuit Analysis. Myself Himanshu Joshi. I am an assistant professor in Sri Labhubhai Trivedi Institute of Engineering and Technology, Rajkot. In today's video lecture, we will cover a next theorem, and name of that theorem is maximum power transfer theorem. So let's study this theorem in detail. So the statement of maximum power transfer theorem, it states that for a resistive load that will abstract maximum power from the network when load resistance is equal to the resistance of network as viewed from the output terminal, that means RTH, with all energy sources removed, leaving behind their internal resistance. So maximum power transfer theorem will simply states that if load resistance is equal to Thevenin's resistance, then for that particular value of load resistance, it will abstract maximum power from the source. That is the statement for maximum power transfer theorem. So let's see the proof for this particular statement. Let's suppose we have a DC circuit which is having a EMF having a voltage of ES, its source resistance will be RS and load resistance is equal to RL. So let's derive the condition for maximum power transfer for this particular circuit. Let's suppose RS, that is the internal resistance or source resistance of network viewed from terminal A and B, that means from this terminal A and B, source resistance is equal to RS. Now current of the network, so we can say that this RS and RL are in series. So let's suppose that loop current is equal to I, and that is equal to EMF divided by total resistance. Total resistance is RS plus RL. So I loop current is equal to ES upon RL plus RS. Now power consumed by the load, we know that the formula for the power consumed by the load is equal to I square RL. Now I is equal to ES upon RL plus RS. So we will put the value of I is equal to ES upon RL plus RS. So ES upon RL plus RS whole square multiplied by RL. So simplifying this bracket, we will get PL is equal to ES square into RL divided by RL plus RS whole square. So this is the power consumed by the load, which is equal to ES square into RL divided by RL plus RS whole square. Now we know that to maximize the power, we have to use the maxima theorem that says that differentiation of that particular function with respect to variable is equal to 0. Then for this condition you will get the maxima condition. So our function is PL, variable is load, that for which value power will get maximum. So we can say that dPL divided by dRL should be equal to 0. So d by dRL, we have to put the value of PL, which is equal to ES square into RL divided by RL plus RS whole square. Now EMF is constant, so we can write in outside of the differentiation function. So ES square d by dRL multiply by RL upon RL plus RS whole square is equal to 0. So after simplifying, we will get ES square. Now we will apply the multiplication rule of differentiation. We will apply over here multiplication rule for the differentiation. So we will keep one term in outside of the differentiation and we will differentiate the other term, plus we will keep the another term in outside of the differentiation and apply the second term. So 1 upon RL plus RS whole square will be keeping outside. So differentiation of RL with respect to RL, so DRL by DRL, plus we will keep RL outside and differentiate the another term 1 upon RL plus RS whole square. So this term will look like ES square outside the first term, so 1 upon RL plus RS whole square DRL by DRL, plus we will keep RL outside and differentiate the term 1 upon RL plus RS whole square, all equal to 0. So we can say that differentiation of RL with respect to RL gives the 1. So differentiation of this term is equal to 1, and we will apply the formula of 1 upon x. Differentiation of 1 upon x is equal to minus 2 by x square. So over here let consider this whole term as x. So differentiation is minus 2 divided by increment of this power by 1, because over here power is 1, so that power will be increased by 1. So over here this term will look like this: RL plus RS raised to minus 2. So minus 2 power will come forward and 1 power will be reduced. So minus 2 RL plus RS raised to minus 3. So minus 2 as it is. We will write this term in denominator. So minus 3 power will converted into the plus 3 power. So d by dRL 1 upon RL plus RS whole square, its differentiation is minus 2 divided by RL plus RS raised to power 3. And next term, next simplification, ES square as it is 1 upon RL plus RS whole square. This RL will be multiplied with minus 2, so it will become minus 2 into RL divided by RL plus RS raised to power 3. Now this ES square will goes to the denominator of this 0, so it will become 0. So next simplified term will be look like this: 1 upon RL plus RS whole square plus minus 2 RL plus RS raised to power 3 is equal to 0. Now we will take RL plus RS raised to power 3 as LCM. We will take RL plus RS as raised to power 3 as LCM. So over here power will be 2. So multiply with 1 will be multiplied with RL plus RS. Over here RL plus RS raised to 3 as it is. So this minus 2 RL will remain as it is. So simplified term will be RL plus RS minus 2 RL all divided by RL plus RS raised to 3. Now this will be multiplied with 0, so become 0. RL minus 2 RL is equal to minus RL, and this RS as it is. So after final equation, after simplification, becomes RL is equal to RL. So our condition for maximum power transfer will be look like this: RS is equal to RL. If source resistance is equal to load resistance, then for that particular value of resistance you will get the maximum power. So the important note for this derivation is, with the only load variable resistance, the maximum power transfer across the terminal of DC network occurs when load resistance is equal to source resistance. And also note that under this condition, the voltage across the load is hold the open circuit voltage at terminal A and B. That means that voltage is equal to VTH. So the condition for maximum power transfer is look like this. Source resistance should be equal to load resistance. So let's calculate the maximum power for this particular condition. We have to put RL is equal to RS. So the power loss is equation of power loss is equal to ES upon RL plus RS whole square multiplied by RL. So we will put source resistance is equal to load resistance. So this RS will be replaced by RL. So simplification will becomes ES square into RL. This RL plus RL becomes 2RL and square of 2RL is equal to 4RL square. So this 1RL will get cancelled. So equation becomes ES square upon 4RL. If you will put RL equal to RS, then it will becomes ES square upon 4 into RS. So maximum power, we can replace this ES by Thevenin's equivalent voltage. So becomes VTH square upon 4RL, or you can say that VTH square upon 4RS. So this is the equation for maximum power transfer from source to the load. It is equal to VTH square upon 4RL or VTH square upon 4RS. Now consider the AC circuit. The difference is that now source has resistance plus reactance, and also load has resistance and reactance both. So let derive the condition for maximum power transfer for AC network. So let consider that load impedance is only having a variable resistance. Consider that load impedance is having a only variable resistance, but source has both resistance as well as reactance. So let consider the first case in which impedance is having a variable resistance, load impedance having a variable resistance, and source impedance having both resistance and reactance. So we can say that ZS is equal to RS plus JXS, that is the source impedance of network. So current is equal to IL is equal to ES upon ZS plus RL, because this ZS will be in series with RL. So IL is equal to ES upon ZS plus R. So replace the ZS with RS plus JXS. So ZS equal to RS plus JXS. Now over here this is the complex number. So we have to take the mode of IL. So mode of IL is equal to mode of ES. Over here RS plus RL is real part and JXS is imaginary part. So over here in square root we have a real part square, that means RS plus RL whole square, plus imaginary part square, that is the XS square. Again power consumed by load is equal to I square R or IL square into RL. So we will replace the IL with mod E upon square root of RS plus RL whole square plus XS square. So this is the IL square into RL. After simplification we will get mod ES square into RL. This square root and square has been cancelled out. So over here RS plus RL whole square plus XS square. Again for PL to be maximum, this differentiation of PL with respect to RL should be equal to 0. So d by dRL, over here we have put the value of PL, and that is equal to mod ES square into RL divided by RS plus RL whole square plus XS square. So this ES square is constant, so we will keep outside of the differentiation function. D by dRL, RL upon RS plus RL whole square plus XS square is equal to 0. So again ES square as it is. Again we will use the multiplication rule. So first we will differentiate of RL. then we will differentiate 1 upon Rs plus RL whole square plus XS square. So first we will keep outside 1 upon Rs plus RL whole square plus XS square, and we will differentiate RL with respect to RL, plus we will keep RL outside and differentiate 1 upon Rs plus RL whole square plus XS square, all equal to 0. So now ES will go denominator of 0, so it will become 0. So 1 upon Rs plus RL whole square plus XS square as it is, and differentiation of RL with respect to RL becomes 1. So that is equal to 1 plus RL as it is. Again we will use 1 upon X formula. So this entire term is having a power 1. So 1 goes to numerator, becomes minus power, minus 1 power. So that minus sign comes over here, and 1 power will be reduced. So minus 1 power becomes minus 2, and it will appear in denominator. So it will become plus 2, and we have to also differentiate this second term. So that differentiation is equal to 2 into Rs plus RL. So it will becomes minus 2 into Rs plus RL. So let me show that derivation over here. We have Rs plus RL whole square plus XS square. If I will write in numerator, then I can write power 1. So if I will differentiate this term, it will look like this, minus sign as it is. Over here Rs plus RL whole square plus XS square. Now its power becomes minus 2. So this minus 2, if I will write this entire term in denominator, it will become plus 2. Clear? And again I have to differentiate this bracket. So its differentiation will look like 2 into Rs plus RL. Rs plus RL. So this entire term will look like this. This 2 into minus 1, so become minus 2. Rs into RL, Rs into RL, and if I will write this entire term in denominator, then it will look like 1 upon Rs plus RL whole square plus XS square raised to 2. So this is equal to Rs plus RL whole square plus XS square whole square of 2. So this is the differentiation of this particular term. Now I will take Rs plus RL whole square plus XS square whole square as LCM. So over here you can see that over here there is a power 1, over here there is a power 2. So I will take square as LCM. So I have to multiply this 1 with Rs plus RL whole square plus XS square as it is, minus this plus minus becomes minus. If RL multiply with this entire term, it will become minus 2 RL, Rs plus RL is equal to 0. This multiply with 0 becomes 0. So final simplification will look like this: Rs plus RL whole square plus XS square minus 2 RL into Rs plus RL is equal to 0. So let expansion of this bracket. So Rs square plus 2 Rs into RL plus RL square plus XS square, multiply this 2 RL with this 2 term. So it will become minus 2 Rs into RL minus 2 RL square is equal to 0. This minus 2 Rs into RL and plus 2 Rs into RL get cancelled out. This Rs square as it is, this XS square as it is, and RL square minus 2 RL square becomes minus RL square. So if I will keep RL square in left hand side, then RL square is equal to RS square plus XS square, and if I will take this square root, so it will look like RL is equal to square root of RS square plus XS square, and that is nothing but equal to RS plus JXS, and that is equal to ZS. So RL is equal to ZS is our condition for maximum power transfer. So we can say that with load impedance consisting of only variable resistance, that is RL, variable resistance RL, then maximum power transfer across the terminal of active network occurs when load variable resistance RL is equal to the source impedance ZS. So RL must be equal to ZS to get maximum power transfer across the load resistance RL. Now consider the last case, that both source impedance and load impedance are complex. Clear? ZS is also equal to RS plus JXS, and load impedance is also having a variable resistance and variable reactance. So we have to derive the condition for maximum power transfer for this particular condition. So ZS, that is the source impedance, ZL, that is the load impedance, and current is equal to ES upon ZS plus ZL. We will put ZS equal to RS plus JXS and ZL is equal to RL plus JXL. So we will keep real part RS plus RL and imaginary part XS plus XL. So both are complex numbers, so we have to take the mod of IL. So it will look like mod ES upon square root RS plus RL whole square plus XS plus XL whole square. So power consumed by load is equal to PL is equal to IL square into RL. This is nothing but the IL. This is the value of IL and this is its square, multiply by RL. So after simplification we will get PL is equal to mod ES square into RL. This square root and square has been cancelled out. So in denominator you will get RS plus RL whole square plus XS plus XL whole square. Now we have to find out the maximum power consumed by load. Over here we are having a two variable RL and XL. So we will take one by one to get the maximum power. So we have to consider the value of RL and XL to get the maximum power across the load. So let consider for XL. First let consider for XL. So for XL let take RL to be a constant. Clear? And we will try to find out the value of XL that will maximize the PL. So over here to make the PL maximum, the condition is that for denominator should be minimum. To maximize the PL, the one logic is that to maximize the PL we have to minimize the denominator. Clear? So our first consideration is for XL. Clear? We have to take XL as our variable and RL is constant. Clear? So RL is constant, source resistance is also constant. So in denominator we cannot change RS plus RL square. Clear? We have XL as variable, so we can minimize XS plus XL. Clear? In this entire denominator we will consider RL as constant, RS as constant. So RS plus RL whole square is constant and XL is variable. Clear? XL is variable. So to make the denominator minimum we can say that if I will set the value of XL is equal to minus XS, XL is equal to minus XS, then for that particular for that particular condition this denominator becomes minimum, and for that particular value of XL you will get the maximum value of PL. So from equation we can say that the value of PL will be maximum when XL is equal to minus XS. XL is equal to minus XS. So this value of XL will maximize the denominator, and hence PL becomes maximum. PL becomes maximum. So the reactance of load should be equal to reactance of source in magnitude. Clear? XL is equal to XS, but opposite in nature. Opposite in nature. So the maximum power transfer condition for reactance, variable reactance, is look like this: XL is equal to minus XS. So now this is the first part of our maximum power condition, that XL is equal to minus XS. Now we have to derive for resistance. So we will put XL is equal to minus XS in previous slide equation. So that means we will put XL is equal to minus XS in this particular equation, and we will try to derive the P max for RL condition. So this is our equation. We will put XL is equal to minus XS in this particular equation. So this becomes 0. So remaining equation will look like this: PL is equal to mod ES square into RL divided by RS plus RL whole square. Now PL to be maximum, we can say that dPL upon dRL should be equal to 0. So d by dRL multiply by PL. PL is equal to ES square into RL divided by RS plus RL whole square is equal to 0. So ES square will keep outside, d by dRL, the remaining term will be RL upon RS plus RL whole square is equal to 0. So this becomes denominator of 0, so it will become 0. Again we will use the multiplication rule for differentiation. So we will keep 1 upon RS plus RL whole square as outside and differentiate the RL with respect to RL. Next, plus we will keep RL outside and differentiate the 1 upon RS plus RL whole square with respect to RL. So differentiation of RL with respect to RL become 1. So over here 1 upon RS plus RL whole square as it is, plus RL. Again this will look like this: RS plus RL raised to minus 2. So differentiation minus 2 gets forward side and it will become RS plus RL raised to minus 3. RS plus RL raised to minus 3. So it will become minus 2 upon RS plus RL raised to plus 3. If we write in denominator, if we write this term in denominator, it will become plus 3. So after simplification we will get 1 upon RS plus RL whole square. This plus minus becomes minus. RL multiply with 2 become 2RL upon RS plus RL raised to 3 is equal to 0. So again let's take RS plus RL raised to 3 as our LCM. Clear? Over here power will be 2. So 1 will be multiplied with RS plus RL. So it will become RS plus RL minus 2RL divided by RS plus RL raised to 3 is equal to 0. So this power 3 multiply with 0, it will become 0. Over here remaining term will be RS plus RL minus 2RL is equal to 0. So RS as it is, RL minus 2RL is equal to minus RL. So condition for resistance is RS equal to RL. Condition for resistance is RS equal to RL. So load impedance is having a value RL plus JXL. So for maximum power RL should be equal to RS and XL should be equal to minus XS. So this is the complete condition for maximum power transfer. We can say that ZL should be equal to RS minus JXS. So we can say that with load impedance consisting of variable resistance and variable reactance, the maximum power transfer across the terminal of active network will occur when load impedance is equal to the complex conjugate of source impedance. This is nothing but the complex conjugate of source impedance. So ZL should be equal to ZS, but having a complex conjugate of each other. That means RL is equal to RS and XL is equal to minus XS. XL is equal to minus XS. So this is the maximum power transfer condition for variable resistance and variable reactance for the load. Now let's discuss the application for maximum power transfer theorem. So first application is that it will use for power amplifiers. We will use this theorem in order to match the loudspeaker impedance of the output impedance of amplifier in order to ensure the maximum power transfer. Second application is for impedance matching in any electrical network. So these are the two applications for maximum power transfer theorem. First application, it will use for loudspeaker to get the maximum voice, and second for electrical circuit for the impedance matching between source and load. Now let's solve one numerical based on maximum power transfer theorem. So the statement of the example is obtain the Thevenin's equivalent network as shown in figure and find the power dissipate in 5 ohm resistor and find the value of RL for maximum power transfer from the source and compute the maximum power that can be transferred. So first we have to calculate the power dissipation in 5 ohm resistance by using Thevenin's theorem, and we have to find the value of resistance between terminal A and B to get the maximum power, and for that particular value of resistance we have to find the P max. So let's start to calculate this numerical. So what we have to compute, we have to use the Thevenin's theorem. So we will find VTH and RTH, and for that particular we will find the power dissipated across 5 ohm resistor, and also we will find the maximum power for that particular value of load resistance. So let's start the solution for this particular example. So in first step we will use source transformation theorem, and we will convert this 2 ampere current source which is having a parallel resistance of 20 ohm into voltage source with series resistance. So the value of voltage V is equal to I into R. I is equal to 2 ampere, R is equal to 20 ohm. So voltage becomes 40 volt and series resistance which is having the same value of parallel resistance. So our network will look like this. We will convert this 2 ampere and 20 ohm into voltage source with series resistance. So voltage source having a value of 40 volt, series resistance is 20 ohm, and we can find the value of VTH. So from inspection you can say that this open circuit voltage or VTH is equal to the voltage across these two terminal. So I can say that current, suppose loop current is I, so I can say that this open circuit voltage is equal to 10 plus drop across this 10 ohm resistance. So I can say that open circuit voltage or Thevenin equivalent voltage is equal to this 10 volt, that means 10 plus drop across this 10 ohm resistance, that is equal to 10 into I. So ultimately we have to find the loop current to find out the Thevenin's equivalent voltage. So applying KVL for this particular loop, I can write 40 minus 20 into I minus 10 into I minus 10, because 40 is plus because current flow from plus to minus to plus, this 2 drop, so minus 20I minus 10I, and in 10 volt current flow from plus to minus, so minus 10. So this 40 minus 10 become 30, minus 20 minus 10 become minus 30, so we will get I is equal to 1 ampere. So we can directly find out the Thevenin equivalent voltage. We have to simply put I is equal to 1 ampere. So VTH is equal to 20 volt. VTH is equal to 20 volt. Now it's time to find out the value of RTH. So over here, this current source becomes open circuit, this 10 volt becomes short circuit. So I can say that for RTH, this 10 ohm and 20 ohm becomes parallel, and RTH, that is nothing but the parallel combination of these two particular resistance. So RTH is nothing but the parallel combination of these two resistance. So 10 parallel 20, so 10 into 20 divided by 10 plus 20, so RTH is equal to 6.67 ohm, 200 by 30. So Thevenin's equivalent network will look like this: VTH 20 volt, RTH 6.67, and RL. Again we will connect between terminal A and B, which is having a value of 5 ohm. So power is equal to V square by RL, that means voltage across this particular resistance divided by 5, voltage across this particular resistance and square of that particular voltage divided by resistance. So we will use voltage divider rule to find out the voltage across RL. So total voltage is VTH multiplied by RL, that means resistance across which we want to find out the voltage, divided by total number of resistance in series, so RL plus RTH. So this entire term divided by RL. So let's put the value across this particular term. RL is equal to 5 divided by RL plus RTH, 5 plus 6.67 multiplied by total voltage, that is equal to 20 whole square divided by 5. So this 5 upon 5 plus 6.67 is equal to 0.42845 multiplied by 20 whole square divided by 5. So with this you will get power across 5 ohm resistance, that is equal to 14.6855 watt. So this is the normal calculation, power across 5 ohm resistance. Now let find out the value of RL, if we will, for that particular value of maximum power. Now the value of RL for maximum power transfer, this is the normal power transfer, clear, this is the normal power transfer, and we want to find out the maximum power transfer. So to get the maximum power transfer, RL should be equal to RTH. So RL, now RL is equal to 6.67 ohm, that is equal to RTH. Now for this particular value of RL, the maximum power transfer is given by PL max VTH square upon 4 RTH. VTH is equal to 20 divided by 4 into RTH equal to 6.67, so 400 upon 26.68, so P max is equal to 15 volt. Earlier value of power is equal to 14.68 and the maximum value of P max, that is equal to 15 watt. So this is the end of example. Thank you very much. With this we will conclude our session. If you have any doubt, any question, you can give your doubt and question in comment section. And if you like my video, then you can like it, share it and subscribe my YouTube channel. as soon as possible. Thank you very much.